Since winning Super Bowl 46, the New York Giants have been back to the playoffs only one time. It is now back-to-back seasons of missing the postseason for New York, and their fans are getting eager to have meaningful football in January again. In 2018, they brought in rookie Saquon Barkley, who looks to be one of the league's best running backs in his first season. New York was their normal spending self, dishing out a massive contract to Nate Solder last offseason as well. Still, that was not enough to keep them from finishing last in the NFC East and holding the 6th pick in the 2019 NFL Draft. This mock draft was done using Fanspeak's On the Clock tool. Round 1 pick 6 Dwayne Haskins, QB, Ohio State. It is no surprise here, in a mock draft without trades, to see the Giants land the top quarterback on the board. When the actual draft rolls around, I expect movement at the top for a team like Jacksonville to jump the Giants if the top quarterback is sitting there at 5. However, this mock draft does not include trades, which means top quarterback Dwayne Haskins was there for the taking for New York. Despite this being his first year starting, Haskins put up a Heisman-caliber season, leading the Buckeyes. The most encouraging sign was his progression throughout the season. Early tests against Penn State and Michigan were rattling for the redshirt sophomore, but his play as the season progressed shows he has what it takes to succeed in the NFL. Haskins is not an upper-echelon prospect like some of the quarterbacks a year ago, but he has all the traits NFL front offices fall in love with. As big frame pairs with his big arm that was on display in Columbus this season. Haskins may struggle with accuracy in certain areas of the field though. He plays with some strong anticipation that bodes well for his development. The biggest area of concern is how he will deal with pressure. He was kept relatively clean at Ohio State and is not a good athlete to scramble and make plays. His evaluation is interesting, but when it is all said and done, he will be the draft's top quarterback. The other directions New York can go include edge rusher, offensive tackle, corner, or even defensive tackle. This is a roster that lacks an identity on defense and has holes on offense. The top tackles, Jonah Williams and Cody Ford, were still there and made this as a tougher choice. Edge rusher was depleted thanks to a run at the top of the board, and this is not a team to reach. Finally, there were no corners or defensive tackles deserving of a pick at 6. Haskins, should it fall this way, would be the smartest and safest choice. Page 2. Use your arrows to browse Chestnut Hill, MA. In November 10, Clemson Tigers cornerback Trayvon Mullen, 1, during a game between the Boson College Eagles and the Clemson University Tigers on November 10, 2018, at Alumni Stadium in Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts. Photo by Fred Kafori. 3, Icon SportsWire via Getty Images. Trayvon Mullen, CB, Clemson. A big area for concern for New York has to be the secondary. The group as a whole struggled in 2019, and there is little help on the way internally. The best player, safety Landon Collins, is set to be a free agent and will demand a massive deal. He will get it too, despite some struggles last season. The team traded away former first-round pick Eli Apple, who played well in his new home in New Orleans. Finally, former shutdown corner Janoris Jenkins had his worst season in 2018 and is on the books for 2 more years. The team will get supplemental draft pick Sam Beal into the fold this season, and that should help. There will still be a need to grab a corner, especially in this scenario where one of the class's best falls into their laps. Trayvon Mullen is a prospect on the rise. He's coming off a national championship where he had a massive game with an interception and forced fumble. Mullen had the benefit in college of playing behind an elite front four, but he was a big reason why the Tigers were a strong defense as a whole. Mullen has an elite size, speed profile at 6'1" and 190 pounds. He brings the power when asked to battle receivers at the line of scrimmage. His press skills are his best trait, and schemes that ask him to do that is where he will thrive. Mullen needs to work on keeping down in his stance so he can turn and run with receivers that get off the line against him. This is a top-heavy cornerback class and Mullen falls in that top group. New York would be wise to grab the best player available at the top of round 2, and in this iteration of the mock draft, it's Mullen. Use your arrows to browse.